Yeah, no, the life is a trip. But that's what I'm saying. You got to find those things that keep you happy and keep you looking forward. Like even if a dog gets in a situation, like you have to get him back into that, what I call a dopamine state. You got to get him back into moving and grooving and chasing and forgetting about whatever it is, you know? And then it's like holding yourself accountable, you know, the discipline, you know, it's like handling your business when you got a party, you got this event going on. You're like, nah, I got to focus, not on this distraction. I got to focus on the goal. If I am getting anxious, I got to do fun shit. I got to get myself out of that mode. And it's sometimes when we fuck up, sometimes we need to get checked enough to actually make a difference in our behavior.
Right.
So I really try to live like my life damn near like these dogs. Like how you gonna be training a dog to be perfect, but then you've got all of these issues in your own damn life. Yeah. Like focus on yourself, like learn from dogs to apply it to raising your children. Yeah. To raising yourself, to running your company. Yeah. All this shit is all like dog training is so much deeper than dogs.
Go and get it with no hesitation. This that never quit. Start that elevation. This that process. This that in the making. This that started from the.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Elevated Canine Podcast. I am here with my co-host,
Roel Guerra.
And today we got my man, Jas Leverette from Canine Intervention, CaliK9. What's good, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Good to see you, Jas.
Yeah, man. So it looks like you said you made the move to LA for good now, right?
Yeah, we locked in, baby.
Yeah,
we locked in. Yeah, I opened up shop about a year ago up in North Hollywood, just to kind of bring what I had going on up there down this way, and just after the show, just a lot more opportunities, a lot more networking.
1,000%. Yeah, man.
It's a good place.
It's good, man. What other than making the right connections and all that, was there other reasons that you ended up moving out this way?
A couple of different things, man. It's getting spicy around everywhere. So, I definitely was like, I got my children and my family. And, last year I ran into a little situation where I had to be in a defensive situation. Yeah. And so I was like, it's probably time to get into a better situation.
Hell yeah. I think I remember that, man. Yeah. I think, what was you were coming out the car and some dude was trying to run up on you, right?
Yeah. And it was one of those days, just leave without your dog, leave without what you need to have on you.
Hey, man, aren't you happy that you were kind of raising the hood and you can kind of read these situations where you're like, something's about to happen. Something ain't right.
Now street smarts is like you can never, ever.
Because I saw that video and I seen how you kind of noticed it. You're like, boom, you took off to the inside of the restaurant. And I was like,
Now you gotta stay on point.
Yeah,
man.
bro.
There's a lot of vultures out here.
Somebody who didn't know the game like that probably got caught slipping.
Yeah, a lot of people get caught slipping. That's for sure,
man. So why don't we let's talk a little bit about first let's talk a little bit about. For the people that I'm sure everybody kind of, knows Jas, but if you guys don't know the story, maybe we talk a little bit about where you started. I know I started seeing you maybe, 10 years ago when you were like in a barn or something. You were doing like a protection. You were working a bunch of protection dogs inside like a barn or something like that.
Yeah, we were just, what do you call it when you just, not pirate, where you just taking over somebody, basically trespassing, right? we called it the bite shack, man. We had the keys to it, and we was able to get in and do our thing. So that's where CaliK9 was pretty much kind of born. Just hustling the protection world and helping people with the behavior mind stuff. So yeah, it's actually 12 years now, man. About 12 years in the game.
Yeah, we got started around the same time.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Shit, I don't have a show though, but it's all good though, bro.
It's coming, bro. Keep hustling.
Yeah, so CaliK9, you had one facility specializing in like board and trains, private session, group classes, everything, right? You were doing everything out there.
Well, actually, initially, I never had a board and train spot. I mean, I really started this shit from the mud, bro. Like when I think about I came back, so I went up to Washington. I was growing weed in the Bay Area in 2005 to 2008, 2009. And that's where I was like, I always was a dog dude, had a lot of dogs, but I was like, okay, I need to have dogs for my grows. For my moving and shaking. So then I was always into dog training, but then I got exposed to protection work and shit like that, 2007, 2008. And it was like, how that shit is, you get hooked. You're like, oh, damn. And then it was like, I started decoying. So then once I really got carried away with that, I was like, well, this is something that, I definitely had as a hobby, and that's when I was doing more of backyard personal protection shit. And then I ended up going, I talked my boy into not doing something crazy in Oakland, and I talked him into going up to Washington to where I got other homeboys up there, like, man, just go up to Washington, man. Go get out of here and go do something. In the process of talking him into going up to Washington, I talked myself into it because I had a football coach who worked up there. You know, I was doing my thing. I was making money, so it was like not a big deal, but it was just like I wanted to change lanes. I was like,
right.
I knew that wasn't long-term sustainability, you know,
right.
being in that kind of mix. So I ended up packing up my stuff, and then at that point I was training on 85th Avenue and in the Alphabets on this cul-de-sac with all of like the backstreet trainers of Oakland. You know what I mean?
Got
so
it.
it was like all my mentors were all like the trainers of all the personal protection crew. Like, you know, of course, like you probably, you know what I mean? And, you know, in the hood, you're always gonna have that street crew of trainers. So I kind of grew from that, you know, and packed my stuff, went up to Washington to go take a job for my football coach from Oakland High. And within a week, I started looking for dog training clubs or, you know, places where I could go train and decoy. And I ended up coming up on a Schützen club. So that was basically my first real introduction to like dog sport.
Got it.
You know, and I walked on this field and it was a fat field. It had this big ass toy box full of sleeves. And it was just like a big difference from the cul-de-sac in the trenches, right? So I ended up, you know, learning some decoy stuff from, you know, actual Schützen trainers.
Got it.
And then from there, ended up going up to Canada to work with the West Coast German Shepherd Schützen Club. Shout out Lance Collins, Gabby Hoffman. They're always on the world team for Canada.
Yeah.
And
how long were you up there for?
So I went up there for a year. You know, but I was like between I'd go to Washington and then I'd drive up to Canada. You know, so I was kind of learning from there, and I met guys like Lionel Madden.
Got it.
You know, and dudes, you know, decoys who kind of showed me the sauce early. And but then I also met my mentor Bob Smith. And, you know, Bob Bob came from Germany, been training dogs for, you know, 20 something years, but, you know, he learned to monetize the game early.
Got it.
So when I came into sport, as much as I love sport, you know, I mean, they took me from like not even having a lot of trial experience to like accepting me as like a regional level helper just because I had ability,
right.
you know, and my athleticism. So I, you know, worked some trials, was getting heavy with the sport stuff, but, you know, Bob was always like in the business of it. So for me, I was like, okay, well, shit.
Did he have a facility and stuff up there? Or?
Yeah, he had a small spot, you know, but he was real known in the area. And when I met him, he was actually just moving into a bigger facility. And I just was under his wing, man. And he was just an OG cat who just took me under his wing. He took a liking to me and, you know, was just showing me, you know, that's when, you know, Cannon Corsos first started really coming on the scene.
Yeah.
Malinois were really first starting to come on the scene. And, you know, it was dope to just, you know, be around some old school shit. Because that's the thing is, like, you know, all this new school shit is cool. All this, like, you know, all of these purely positive trainers, but, like, we deal with anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that shit ain't going to work for some of the shit we deal with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it was cool to kind of get that old school approach. Plus, he had the new shit, too. You know what I mean? But he just was a little old school. All OGs are going to be kind of, like, dialed into their old school ways a little more. But
is that where you learn like the box stuff? Is that or is that later?
Yeah, no, Bob definitely was big with the box. I mean, even my mentors like Wendell Taylor from you know, 5050 Market Street in Oakland, you know, he was all about like a platform type of thing.
Got it.
So, you know, but Bob definitely, you know, just was able, I had so many different dogs I was able to be around and just learn from, and just learning from an old head, man, there's nothing like that. You know what I mean? I mean, dog experience is dog experience. You can't trade that in. I don't care. You could get all fancy and scientific with this shit. Dog train, you know, dog man is a dog man. You're gonna know a dog man. So you can learn so much from that. So I'm really grateful to learn from him. But then I also learned a lot of the new age stuff working up there in Lance Collins and a lot of the stuff that they were doing, because they were learning from like Helmut Reiser and Bart Ballone, and you know, they had all of these different all this knowledge, because they would always do seminars, and they had their they had their whole system up there.
Right.
And the dope thing I loved about Lance Collins' program, because it was, he didn't even let you, he wouldn't even put a helper in front of your dog until you've like built up the prey. You know, you're going through this whole thing with this prey cycle where you have your dog able to do the bark, the bite, the pull, the carry, the whole on a tie back.
Yeah.
So, and then he had the support. It was like the real Schützen club, almost like some European version. He was like, all of it did nobody pay the decoy. You know, everybody, all the guys who are able to decoy, they all helped each other. Everybody always trained with a spotter. It was like super dialed in. You know what I mean? So it was like a true version of
Those are the best clubs.
Yeah. It was amazing, bro. And just the camaraderie, and everybody would just like hang out after they had the clubhouse. You know, they drink the beer, and it was an amazing experience. But again, I was up in Washington, so I was like, okay. When I met Bob taught me how to monetize the situation, and then I was up there getting all of this, you know, top game.
Right.
You know, And then from there, I was up there for about a year. And it was like, okay, well, shit, I gotta figure this shit out. I got laid off. You know, it was like when the economy turned around. Yeah, 2008 economy recession happened, right? So then I'm like, okay, I got to figure this shit out. So I took it back to the Bay, and Bob was like, hey, bro, whatever you need, I'm always here for you. But I was also kind of at that crossroads, like, okay, I want to do sport, but it's like I got to make a living at this shit.
Right.
Like, this is good game, but I'm not some doctor who does this as my golf. I'm like, nah, I have nothing. So basically, I got rid of everything. I got everything back just down to like a truck, couple crates in the back. I had 2 dogs, and was like, made it back to California. I was like, all right, I'm about to get it popping. And then shit from there, that's when the bike shit happened. I ended up hooking up with like Max over there at Maximo's Kennels, and he had a couple players. It was funny too, because I went to be a helper for this club, this bike club, and they had like 20 Corsos, but I pulled up with a Mal, right? So then they're like, oh, you're not a Corso dude. So everybody shook, right? Nobody like stuck around except for like 1 or 2 dudes.
Yeah.
And it was my boy Daniel Vera.
Yeah, with Santos.
Santos,
yeah. I remember that dog.
Yeah, big ass Santos. And that was like a big ass dog. But Santos was cool. And then another dude named Eric.
And that was when like social media was barely starting.
Yeah. But you know what's so crazy, bro? Is social media was dope because I was able to. I remember my mom was like, you know what? You need to do social media. And here's a book called Social Media 1 Hour a Day. I never fucking opened that book.
Your mom said that?
Yeah. So, that's one thing my mom was always kind of...
Your mom was on game, man.
She's sharp, yeah. But I never opened the book, but I dedicated at least an hour a day to social media.
Yeah.
Right? So right then, I like started my own little website. And actually, my boy Drew right here, I've been rocking with Drew, my videographer, for that long. Because I was like, I met this fool at some party. We're like wasted. And we're like, I need a video. He's like, all right, I'll make it. and that's how we started our journey.
Hey, going back to that though, I remember. So right now, everybody like we have video. Everybody does video, bro. Back then, Jas was the only one that had video like that. That you'd be like, damn, this dude is. I was like, damn, he's coming up with some like dope video. You would do like you would go to like conventions or I don't know what it was like or whatever, and you would set up your shop and then you video the whole thing, and I'd be like, damn, this dude's killing it over there with the game. Like, and now you see more people doing it. But I think that for me, at least, that's where it's for me is where I started seeing that type of stuff.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing, like, so when it comes to marketing, right? I was also learning like marketing shit because I'm a businessman. You know what I mean? So I like business. Yeah. Just like I like dogs, I like business. So there was this dude named Master Bong, and he was in the cannabis space, because I remember I was in the cannabis space. So Master Bong would do all these things. He had this dreadlock wig, and he'd go around like with these big-ass glasses, and he was like this personality.
Right.
But I remember he said something that stuck with me forever. He says, a picture's worth 1,000 words, a video's worth 1,000,000. So I was like, oh, shit. So once Drew and I started making videos, we did about 4... We made our own reality show in like 2009. So y'all can check my YouTube channel. That's dope. Right? And we made a day in the life of CaliK9. And it was just me hustling around. I'm in this little Astro van I bought for $2,000.
I remember that,
bro. And I was just hustling, you know what I mean? And then what ended up happening was we basically Instagram came out.
Yeah.
Right? So then I like abandoned YouTube. So I was a YouTuber way before everybody was YouTubing.
Yeah.
But we kind of abandoned. It's like, oh, Instagram, cool. We can do these little 15-second clips. Yeah. So then I would try to just record just day in the life lifestyle. Yeah. It was just like always documenting everything and posting. I was never really scared to post. A lot of people are scared for like perfection when they post. I didn't give a fuck.
But I think that comes from just you, not you. Maybe you talking about other trainers, or you just. Not wanting other trainers talk bad about you. Like you're trying to basically get validation from the industry.
Right. And see, hey, you know what? Fuck the industry. You want to tell you why? Because too many people worried about what other people think.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody's going to let you. This is the biggest hater game in the world, because there's so many people. If you go to any Schützen club, you go to any ring sport club, you got somebody who's on the field, putting in work, catching dogs, working their dog, looking crazy in front of everybody. And then you got somebody on the sideline sitting there tearing them a new ass because they're a hater. You know what I mean? So I'll just be the first to say that. Like, I was always on some like fuck what everybody thinks shit. I'm on me. Y'all not what you make don't make me shit. You know what I mean? Don't feed me. And for me, I came in this game like I don't come from some, oh, okay, well, what do you want to do, son? You want here's $100,000. Here, go start a business. Yeah. It's like, nah, I got this shit out the mud, bro. Yeah. From $1 to $2 to $4 to $10. You know what I'm saying? Like, so anything anybody sees it all was all organic and from the mud. So again, I didn't have time to be worried about what other people thought.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm a rocker who rocks with me. You don't rock with me? Fuck you. Like, I don't, and that's the thing. Like, to this day, they still hate. But my story, like, you know what I mean? You can't take this shit away.
Nah.
You know what I mean? So, shout out to you, bro. I always used to see you doing your thing. And it was funny because I had got a dog that I guess came from either up north or it came from, it was a Corso. It was a dude named Sean. Remember the dude Sean?
Yeah.
That shit was like 12 years ago or something like that.
Was it Sean Steinbeck?
Yeah. White dude.
Yeah.
So basically, I remember him, and he tried to like almost start some beef between it. He was like kind of like instigating some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I just, like I said, we didn't really know each other. I knew you was coming on the scene, and I was coming on the scene, and whatever.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean, you're always gonna have that. You know what I'm saying? Like people trying to talk. The problem is that you gotta, like, for me at least, I was always like, he's doing something right. Like I don't like, and even to this date now, like I see some training companies, and I might not agree with what the person is doing on video, for example. But then you see all the people that'll go, oh, you helped me with this, you helped me with that, and it's like, yo, they're killing it. Like, give them props. That's how I've been. So I've always seen Jas like, man, he's killing it. Like, it'll be stupid for me to not want to, rub elbows with Jas because I know I could learn something from Jas. That's just it. And same thing, you came down here for like a seminar or something. We trained or whatever, and it was like cool. Like, yeah, we I think it was Forrest or something, like that was later, but you came with Forrest, and we did some work with your dog, and it was cool. I think that's how you grow as a trainer, as a business person. Yeah, But a lot of people in this game though, they don't have that vision. They want that they want people to praise them for what they're doing, and if that takes you talking about other people, then you do it.
That's a tough thing with social media. Like, you go on TikTok and there's this I don't know if it's like a movement or what, but all I see from trainers on TikTok is a trainer stitching another trainer's video talking about what they're doing wrong.
Because that's what's getting all the views.
That's the industry. That's been the industry. It's just now we have a new way.
Now it's on TikTok.
And TikTok grows so fast, and people love drama. Right? So, yeah, man, I think that's a weakness, honestly, though, man.
It
you
is.
know what I mean? I think it's a lot of insecurity. It's a lot of hate. It's a lot of, you know what I mean?
1,000%.
And I think that people really love you.
Right.
That's just the way that they want to show that. You know what I mean? That's the way that they acknowledge you. They just do it through hate. But they really love you.
They still watching.
Yeah, they still watching. So, shout out to all those people, man, who still watching, doing a whole lot of watching,
Yeah. I mean, it's all good. Like, but I've been there before though. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I never looked at, in Jas and be like, damn, like, fuck, what the fuck is he doing over there that I'm not. That was just part of it. Now I'm in a different, but it was just me being insecure back then.
Yeah.
Well, but I never talked, I was never like, man, fuck Jas or anything.
That's the thing.
I was never like that, but I was always like, damn, he's doing something over there.
Yeah.
And so to me, that it came from like not a hate place, but like damn, this dude's like, he's doing something right. What am I not doing right?
Yeah, slightly envious, but at the end of the day, it was more like you were trying to like.
But what it comes down to is like, now that I'm older, I look back, it's like, yo, you didn't put in the same work. That's just it, bro. While I was maybe out there doing sport work, trying to get titles so people could look at me a certain way, so people could think about me a certain way. You were out there putting a facility together, so your facility pays you differently. That my sport dog is gonna pay me. That's just, and people need to focus on whatever they want to build. Like you said, I care about building a successful business, and a lot of people coming into this dog game, they care about the titles, and they can't stand seeing somebody who's building a successful business win.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Like, so it's a double-edged thing, right? Because for me, like, I learned from like when Robbie Dijon come out here, and you look at even me working with the Vorath brothers and David Delasecki, all these big like good names, OG names, and like Schützen and stuff like that. Like, you have to spend the time learning,
right?
But I just never was like satisfied with getting a trophy. Like, I wrestled for trophies in high school. I'm a grown ass man. Like,
right?
I need to pay rent. You see what I'm saying?
1,000%.
And I remember that my mentor, Bob, was like, you want to hustle for points or you want to hustle for dollars? And it was funny because we'd have these jokes because so many people were so anti, like in the sport world, it's like you would look down if you like monetize the business.
Right.
It's like they look at you like, oh, how dare you? How dare you make money? But then they're making money in some kind of way. I don't give a damn if they're selling beers in the clubhouse.
Right.
If they're doing their seminars, it's just people didn't know how to hustle. See, I'm a hustler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, I'm a dog trainer. I got this game. Okay. I got all this shits and shit. Everything that I do is shitsin'.
Right.
Every dog that I train. Now, to how far they want to go, how much focus they want, how much duration and how much creeping. But I mean, the whole thing in the box is about doing the behavior. It's like, and being absolute about it. Mm-hmm. That's dog sport.
Yeah.
It's doing the exercise and perfecting it. Now, whether you're doing a sit, a recall, a sit in motion, whether you're doing a down in motion, it's a way that it gets done and it gets done. Now, okay, yeah, it can get prettier and prettier and prettier as you do it a million times in dog sport, but you know, the whole goal is to get someone to just execute and be able to have it proofed with distractions and all this shit. Like that's all it is. Now, with sport, it gets very technical and very, very meticulous. And, you know, I think when I'm an old man one day and I have the time, but I'm not going to go compete with a bunch of people who's sitting around just doing dog sport all day. And then I'm trying to like run a business, 2 facilities, 10 trainers, you know, real estate, 2 kids. I'm not even going to step out on the field if I'm not putting in that work. You see what I mean? So I'm not even going to do that. So a lot of times people, oh, well, Jas isn't doing dog sport and Jas isn't but I'm like, I'm on my 5th house, bruh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
So you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not trying to hear none of that.
Not just that, bro, but where do you make a bigger impact? Doing dog sport or doing what you're doing?
Right. You helping people. Like I saved so many dogs utilizing my dog sport shit. You see what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
All the distractions that you deal with when you're doing PV or when you're doing you know, with a Belgian ring with all that shit, like all the dogs should be able to deal with that. If your dog's on a down, your pet dog should be able to do that. When you recall your pet dog, your pet dog should come in nice and straight. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have, you know, pet training that's all sloppy, and then you have pet training that could be tighter.
Yep.
And it can be super tight if you wanted to, if they're gonna practice. But I see my whole system is about like, okay, I know what the average person is gonna put in. So I'm not gonna expect them to be this. And I knew I'll lose them if I said, no, that's a little bit to the left. You need to redo that 25 times. Like, no, you happy, I'm happy.
You broke it down in a way that for the everyday dog owner.
Yeah, it's basically like, it's almost like CrossFit, right? CrossFit, everybody's not trying to go to the Olympics, but people want to go and they want to go into the gym. They want that camaraderie. They want all of that, these exercise, all these high, you know, this high caliber workout. And then they go home to the kids, be regular people. So that's like the thing with CaliK9 is like, have a dope class you can go to. Everybody's on point. There's dogs all over. Your dog can handle every kind of situation. If you want to go further with the shit, cool. If not, just have an excellent, obedient dog.
Yep.
But the reality is also is how many dogs are actually able to really do bite work.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So now you're counting yourself out. You say, I'm just a protection dog. And I tell a lot of my young bulls out here, man, don't showcase just freaking protection. You're going to lose people. The perception is like, you got protection. A lot of people are ignorant to that. Yeah.
Right.
So for me, when you look at my page, you see a bunch of me doing a bunch of goofy problem solving and yes, do it this way, not this way, do it that way, because that's what we're dealing with.
Right.
Because a lot of these dog sport trainers are losing out on so much opportunity because they're into what they're into.
And
they're not into what the
and if
customers
it makes
are.
them happy, that's cool.
That's cool. But if you're in business, you're in business.
Yeah.
So what are we really doing here? Yeah. You know what I mean? Keep it real with yourself. You see what I mean? If you're doing dog sport, then do dog sport. If you're trying to be a dog trainer and you're trying to monetize that, you're making yourself, you're going to lose clients trying to be over gung-ho protection.
Right.
I did all that shit. I did a lot of it. And
Trust
again,
me.
we can
I know
continue to
exactly.
go crazier. Okay, now the dog can handle a fire flamethrower and an AK-47 right over his head. Like, okay, all these distractions. It's like, okay, cool, we get it. You know what I mean? You gung-ho, dog training, cool. You know what I mean? But for me, I think and I'm very passionate about protection dogs.
Right.
You know, but I'm more passionate about the dogs that you need in the real world. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And for me, I always looked at like going to a seminar, or not a seminar, but say like a trial on Saturday to go win a trophy when I have 50 dogs who are going to pull up to my class.
Right.
Paying me $50 an hour of, whatever, they working with my trainers. I need to be for that. Yep. You know, that's priority. And I think that was the thing that I kind of made a choice to like, all right, I'm going to do this business thing and be true to it. Not try to like do business, but then try to act like I'm true to dog sport. You know what I mean? It's like, got to keep it real with yourself. Yeah. And at the end of the day, man, we got mouths to feed, bro. You got children. I got children. Like, come on, man. This is not, I'm not going to sit here and just continue to go to the dog sport field for 8 hours a day. Like, I got shit to do.
Yeah, no, it's tough, man. And honestly, for me, I didn't enjoy it anymore. I just didn't enjoy doing all the protection stuff.
It kicks your ass. My shoulder start hurting, hips start hurting. And when you're doing all the catching, your arms
but
get
not
bigger
just
on the
that.
side.
Not just that, but like if you're running a pet dog training business and you're doing the protection stuff, like you said, man, you can't just give it all 100%. Like it's too hard. Burn out. You burn out. And I see it now with like some of the young trainers. You know, it's like, bro, like how do you do it? But then I remember that was back then. I was like that. Well, you got to do kennels. Yeah,
you got to do phone calls. You got to go take. You got to exercise your dog.
Yeah,
you got to evaluate dogs. Now you're doing training session. Don't let it be 5, 6, 7 clients in a day. Yeah, that's 6 hours gone. Now you got another 4 hours of all the other shit because dogs just take energy and time.
Yep.
Right. So it's like, okay, you got to be realistic about it. And that's why I brought on help. I started building a team. And I said, you know what? If I'm going to build a team, they're not me. So, of course, there's going to be a slight drop in quality control. But again, as long as we can get it as close as to the possible, but we have to be able to scale. You have to be able to do this shit for the long haul. And this is where I go to work, I'm happy every day.
Right.
And they say, well, damn, wouldn't you be burnt out? No, because I'm not trying to do everything myself.
Yeah. Right.
That's where you mess up.
That's where a lot of trainers mess up.
Yeah, or they try to be greedy. Like, pass some of that money off, bro.
Yeah.
If you're going to have an organization, you got to have levels, and you're going to have to give some of it up. You know? And then I think that's another thing is, like, making sure that you budget for that. Yeah. You know, some people are not good money managers, so now they can't pay their people. Now they're mad at them because, oh, man, I've been working for you, and you don't even pay me. And, like, you got to be a good manager. You got to pay rent if you got a facility.
Right.
You can't just train dogs in the park forever. Number one, we got camera phones all over the place. So, someone's going to try to air you out. They see you make one correction.
Yeah. Not even, bro, you just can't now.
You're right. And then the thing is like, it's hot as hell. Clients don't want to be in the hot, or they don't want to be outside in the cold. Yeah. Right. You gotta accommodate, you have to accommodate your customers.
Right.
So you have to make them comfortable and make that like a real thing. Like, they're a business. And the thing is so funny because you have so many dog trainers out here who are making 10 times what the best dog trainers are making because they focused on the business.
It's not because it's not about the, it's not about that skill level, bro. I mean, be honest, man.
I think it is because you still have to have results.
But here's the thing. I know a dog boarding facility down here, bro. They're bringing in way more than any sport dog trainer has ever brought. And they train a bunch of dogs. They never done sport in their life.
Right.
And they're killing it. So while I always promote getting into dog sport because you could be a better trainer, some people just know how to run a successful dog training business. And if you look at their reviews, they're getting good reviews. That's just.
But it's still, you're just going to be another boarding facility. You know what I'm saying? Like when I started CaliK9, I still knew I wanted to be like, okay, like respected as a trainer. You see what I mean? Yeah. And respected as a businessman. Yeah. You know what I mean? But when that's where that skill comes in. Yeah, I think like that's the thing. Like, I could put on a suit any day and outwork most people. Right. I could put a sleeve on and outwork most people. So again, that's important for me.
Right.
You see what I mean? I could come out there with my dog and probably out-train a lot of people. Now, if you're doing this shit every day and then you have one dog and you're doing it, I'm not doing it like that. So again, if I practice, different story.
Right.
But I was always about still being a good trainer. Mm-hmm. But again, it was going to have to sacrifice a little bit because you're over here putting effort into that. For sure. And I'm not going to be one of these guys just sitting here bickering back and around with the other little dog trainers. I was like, man, fuck y'all. I'm gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you fuck with me, And if not, you don't. And a lot of trainers hate, especially the dog sport one. That's why I always I fuck with you, Oz, because like I said, even when my show came out, they try to jump on me, and my boy was like, "Hey, your boy Oz came out there busting."
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
bro.
And that was respect.
I just felt like I knew you a little bit more, and people don't. But bro, it's a show, right? Like, it's hard, man. Like, I think I don't think you've posted like the background, like the cameras and everything that was there. How you gotta show results in a certain amount of time. Like, bro, I
24-day production, bro. 24 days.
Right. And you got to show a difference in these dogs, right? In 24 days. And then you got to deal with owners that might not be like, bro, it's hard. And all these people are out there. They do it all the time. They'll take a 5-second clip and talk about how you're the worst trainer in the world. And it's like, yo, are you serious right now? Like, obviously this dude is in a show, is a production. He has to do certain things certain way for the show, and you're over here like just trying to bring them down. Like, yo, you guys are haters. People in the sport dog world go on talking shit about the show. I'm like, bro, why don't you let me see bring your dog out. Have him bring out his dog. Let me see the difference, bro.
Yeah.
You like, what are you gonna talk about if the man? I was like, and I think I said that to one of the dudes. I was like, bro, you're talking so much shit. Go look at his reviews. They can't say anything, bro.
Yeah, bro.
They couldn't say nothing.
Hate is a sickness.
He was like, well, I had a client who went to there and this. I'm like, bro, that's one person. This dude has a team. He's servicing, I don't know, 500 dogs a month. I don't know, 1,000 dogs a month. I don't know. You're going to be talking about this one client, bro, that literally, like, so, but it sucks, man, because these people, they do these things religiously. They talk about people religiously.
That's their whole personality.
And that's why they are where they are. That's just it, man. That's why they are where they are. And they haven't grown from wherever they're at, you know? For that same reason,
I mean,
bro.
we could find, I'm sure any trainer in the world, we could find a client that wasn't happy.
Right. Or you can
it's
find
gonna
something
happen.
in a video that where your shit wasn't that tight or you didn't do something perfect.
Bro, I was seeing stories from trainers. That should have been us on that show. I can't
Bro.
believe they picked him.
Sick.
We should have done it. We would have done so much better.
Hey, you know what's so funny? None of them bitch ass motherfuckers come on my page talking none of that.
None of them, bro.
You know what I'm saying? None of them.
I mean, it don't take much to tag you.
Right.
You know what
tag
I mean?
me.
Like,
I didn't get no tags.
Nah.
Oh no. They don't bring that shit they don't bring it to my table.
Nah. But anyways, bro,
Anyway.
we're going to be dealing with haters all the time.
Let
What's-
them have it.
Yeah, man. So basically, we're gonna have haters left and right. That's just part of the business. Some people are gonna like you. Some people are not gonna like you. But at the end of the day, we got to make sure we stay focused in our path and make sure we make a difference, right? So since we were on that Canine Intervention thing, man, why don't we talk a little bit about that? What was that process like, so that the people that that don't know.
Kind of how it came to be.
Yeah, kind of how it came to be, and just what the filming process was like. Like, how much time do you actually get to work with these dogs?
Oh shit. Okay. So basically, I was down here servicing one of my clients, my boy, 2-time world champion Andre Berto.
Okay.
So Berto was, he bought a dog from me. Because his house got
he got that Dutchie.
Yeah, he got so he actually has Slash as my dog's brother.
Got it.
So that Dutchie was my Dutchie, and then I was like, well, I'll sell it to you. Boom. So me and Berto vibed out. I would come down to LA and work his dog and just kind of hang out. And then basically it was like one of his like this lady who does art. She's a painter, and I guess her husband worked in the production. And I guess she saw my personality, and I was just over there doing the whole dog thing. And she's like, "What? Wait a minute, you're a dog trainer. You're this, and you're acting like this." So she was like, "Well, let me see if I could hook you up with my fiance at the time." So we ended up linking up. I got a meeting at the production company. Berto pulled up with me. I went to the dog. I sat at a round table with a bunch of executives, and I talked my shit, and they liked it. So then basically they ended up signing me as a production deal, and I had like a exclusivity agreement for like a year for them to shop it around. Nice. But I have one of my homeboys, Michael B. Jordan. I met through Instagram, through dogs. Like everything was all dogs. Anytime you see me with a celebrity, I didn't know anybody before. All this shit came through dogs.
Yeah,
everything came through. Oh, bro, I heard through him. Yeah, I'm fucking with you. Boom.
Yeah.
So they basically we got the deal, and then Michael B. hit me up 7 months later because he was talking about. Because he has a deal with Amazon. He was like, "Yo, you ready, Jas?" And I was like, oh shit, I'm already signed, bro.
That's dope.
You didn't hit me. But it was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna rock. So then eventually, right before my contract was over, we got a call from Netflix, and Netflix wanted to do a deal. So basically, they put it all together, and we had they gave us a production.
So did you
date.
guys shoot a pilot and then you guys shop that around?
So we shot the sizzle reel first.
Got it.
So the sizzle reel / pilot, and then that's what they shop around. And then so Netflix loved it. And then they had kind of this format we were gonna follow. It was like Marie Kondo, and then Marie Kondo's like the lady who does organization of houses. I'm like, what? How's that gonna work? She doesn't speak English, right? But all right, cool, whatever. So then we ended up starting to shoot. So we had 24 days to shoot like 10 stories.
Dang.
And half of them were in the Bay and half of them were in LA. And I still had my whole facility still operating, right? So here I am trying to like shoot a show, run a business, all this shit all at the same time. So basically we're kind of all around. So again, the training, that was the frustrating part. Because I knew that I couldn't get that results. Like I spend a lot of time in the motivational phase, and I don't jump to any collars or anything like that. But it was like, oh shit! Like for the production schedule, we had to just go. And again, we had 10 stories, and we have to do like an intro to that story, and then a kind of a check-in on that story, and then a finish on that story. So each one of those had 3 parts to it.
Right.
So it was just one of those things. Like, it was like a lot. And I'm like sending my trainer down to go refresh on these dogs to make sure they're doing right. And, these people are doing this for TV. So they're not like looking at it like it's a paying client.
Right.
That's one thing you pay, you go put in the work.
Right.
So then there was like certain ones who were kind of putting in the work, but it was cool. I mean, whatever. Whatever. It's just like, we got to do.
How many hours a day were you guys filming?
Production, it was pretty crazy. Like, our call time was usually like 7 a.m. And then we usually get out of probably about 7. So it was like 12-hour days.
Damn. If you were to change something from, how that whole thing happened, what would be one thing that you would change?
From, you know what? If I could change anything, I just would have preferred to do it like the way I actually do it and let it be the organic process. Yeah. Because again, it just kind of,
it was kind of like a reality TV.
Yeah, you gotta like jump in, and like my whole system. So I mean, I know the old school way where you got cats who could just turn and get the dog under control. But I mean, the dogs, you're compromising the dog's trust. You're compromising the dog's confidence. I'm all about expression. So I was like, if you don't have expression in your dog, if your dog's not wagging, I don't give it. Even if you give him a good correction, he don't pop right back and he's healing and back, tail wagging and looking like he's happy, then that's not dog training to me. Yeah. So for me, I'm really a big about like building up that learning phase and getting that dog to really enjoy the work. And I think that it's just like that's the time that's the magical time that it, and you shouldn't have to rush that process.
Right. But that has a lot to do with the relationship, right? With you, the dog with you, or the dog with the owner. Like you said, there has to be that building trust phase where if the dog understands that if he gets corrected, there was a reason why he got corrected, and he can pop out of that thing.
Right.
And it's impossible to show that in. Right. I mean, I don't know how many days you had
24 days.
filming. Yeah.
It's just it was a lot, bro. It was a lot to not have get the repetitions that they're supposed to do, doing their little 15, 20 minutes a day. Like, they weren't doing that. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't force the customers
like
to do their repetitions.
Yeah, they weren't paying customers.
Yeah, and then it's like we're doing it on camera, so they're not, even when I'm giving them instructions on camera, they're really not hearing me because they're thinking about the camera. Like, I get used to the camera and I forget it's there. Yep. Whereas like for them, they're like all about thinking about, like, they're all nervous about being on camera. So it's like everything I'm saying is probably in one ear and out the other. So yeah, man, I mean, that's just what comes with it. I mean, and actually, I really don't take anything. I don't regret anything. This is God's plan. You know what I mean?
1,000%. But I mean, the same thing now, like with Cesar Millan or whatever. Like, you look back, you think about how he was like, bro. I think you have even more of a voice than what he had, because you were a little bit more established. I think when you started filming. When he started, I don't think he had anybody. I mean, he was learning English. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out Cesar, man.
Yeah, you can literally, like, so you got to always think about that. Like, I used to watch all the Cesar shows, and I'm just like, man, I bet you there was some scenes where it was like, nah, let's make that happen. Like, we got to make it look like this. We got to make it look like this.
Yeah, and see, that's one thing I wasn't gonna let them kind of like compromise how my brand like look. Yeah. You know what I mean? Again, it's like certain things, like I had to do like a take home for a boarding trainer. It's like I wouldn't have did it in one sitting. You know what I mean? I would have did it probably a little bit. Even though I was able to do it, it wasn't like a big deal, like say like the first dog. But it's just I didn't want to, because I knew that I was going out to represent the balanced trainers.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, I would consider my system now 99% positive. But that 10% is part of it. But then you got the balanced trainers who are like 10% positive and 90. So it's like there's too much of a sliding scale, and then it's like, then that represents for all balanced trainers. But then it's like, damn, now I'm on this production, this rush schedule. So it's like I had to compromise certain stuff. Even my dog wasn't even like finished. You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, here comes the show. It's like, go.
Yeah,
so
man.
it was some pressure, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it was great exposure. I mean, so many people, man, I got so much love from that show, man, from all around the world, because it actually helped people. And see, I'm one of them dudes, man, I give it to you raw. Yeah. You know me, man. I'm unfiltered, man. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I tell my clients what it is, and I'm organic, bro. People respect me for that. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat. I never said it was positive, CaliK9, positive with a W. Like, nah, bro, this is CaliK9.
He said positive with a W.
We training. We're gonna give you that right knowledge, but like, you got a pit bull that keeps, gonna kill your chihuahua, and it's going after your kids. Like, you gotta get it. Nah, bro, you need to tighten your game up. Your shit, you got for your dogs dies.
And you got a lot of heat from that though.
What, from the show?
from using aversives and being a little
Bro, he used
using
the
corrections.
slip leash.
It's like,
Yeah,
right,
but
so
I remember seeing like people trying to cancel you.
Yeah, so you definitely, so basically I had a whole cancel culture
Yeah,
thing
I remember
happen
that.
from a purely positive trainer out of Canada with 1 year experience.
Right.
That's who they sent on me.
1 year experience?
They started a cancel campaign and it started with her. So you take all these inexperienced people who ain't saved not a damn dog,
Right.
who don't deal with none of the shit that we deal with. You see what I'm saying? Like for us, like we the real dog dudes. Like we
Right.
really do this shit. You know, we can
Yep.
deal with anything that we see. We're gonna say, all right, I got something for you. Let's go ahead and put it to work. They're gonna walk away and they're gonna pronounce that dog that needs Prozac and that needs to get put to sleep, and they're gonna be scared to go
Right.
and jump in the ring with that dog. You see, and I don't even jump in the ring with dogs. I let the owners do it. I just coach them through it.
Right.
Because that's who the dog trusts. So I don't ever try to like go gung ho like that. But again, what happened was, and as we all know, right? We use the e-collar for low stem.
Yeah.
Now my e-collar might be set on 6 because I'm doing this.
Yep.
And then I'm stopping.
Yep.
And then I'm doing this. But when you see that box in the neck, you say, oh my God, you must be shoving 1,000 volts.
Yeah.
And then you got the AKC that walks around with a slip collar. And all the dogs are walking around on the same shit, except mine is nylon. Because so it doesn't slide as easy.
Right.
You see what I mean? But now all of a sudden, I'm an animal abuser. So they try to make this whole campaign, and then they put like a picture of Caesar. We don't need another Caesar. And they had a picture of Caesar and a little chihuahua here and a chihuahua here, and they had him like this going, I'm scared, me too. And it was like, bruh, for real, y'all really trying to like come with
Did that stress you out or not? You were like, man, I don't give a shit.
You know what, bro? Like, I know my truths. You see what I'm saying? I know how many people I help.
Yeah.
I know who rocks with me. You know what I mean? So I just looked at it like, okay, well, you know, I rubbed them the wrong way. I came in there on some alpha male shit, pulling up in the Chevelle gold chains. I was trying to inspire the youth, bro.
I think you did. I mean, shit.
Like I didn't want people to see some old square ass dog trying. Nah, bro, I'm not from the town. And I'm about to show y'all, like, you could be whatever you want to be. If you got tattoos, however you come, like, be whoever the hell you are, and just be good at what you do.
That's it.
And that's what I was. So at the end of the day, if I was able to get that message and inspire millions of people, and then they was able to, you know, shut my shoulder, I'm not tripping because I'm built for this shit. I'm gonna be back on TV.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna stop me. I mean, I'm getting all kind of like other type of things happening from that. But the thing is this, man. You got to be true to yourself, and you got to be true about what this shit is. And for real, that was like my whole goal. It wasn't about just me like blowing up on Netflix, bro. It's bigger than that for me. Like I'm here. Like we got black and brown people in fucking incarcerated in tremendous rates. You know what I mean? I mean, we've been watching people get taken down, and we could have been right in that trap.
1,000%.
You could have said, you know, one day, and a homie just said, "Hey, man, just ride with me real quick, Oscar. Let's go knock this fool down real quick." And that could have been one day.
That's happened to a lot of our homies.
bro.
We've all heard them stories.
Yeah.
I almost got caught something
Same,
like
bro.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
So it's like, so when you dodge all these bullets, you know what I mean? You're like, oh no, hold on.
Done
I'm not
that
about to.
too.
Yeah. So I'm right? So the whole thing is like, we gotta inspire the youth, bro. And
1,000%.
everybody's not a fucking basketball player. I'm not about to be a rapper. Even rappers, y'all talking about killing, bro. That is not helping the problem.
Right.
I want to be, no, I look like you, I talk like you, and yes, I'm doing what I want to do, and you can do what you want to do. Whether you cleaning gutters, you putting in tile, wherever the hell you are, be the great and be dope at it, and be yourself, be the authentic you.
Yeah, man.
And I think that was the main thing I was trying to run home. So again, when I'm praying to Allah and I'm doing all the shit that I do, I was like, hey, people might not like that.
And a lot of people didn't.
You know what I mean? People not like that, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because at the
man.
end of the day, like some people like especially like entertainers, right? Entertainers get paid from whoever the hell that entertainment company is.
Right.
I get my own bread. You know what I mean? So yeah, I might sacrifice, but I'm not tripping because I'm still getting my own bag that's determined by me. So I don't have to answer to nobody. So for me, like I want to use the platform for bigger purposes.
Yeah, one of the things I appreciate about both of you guys is like dogs is not your entire identity.
Nah.
There's other business ventures out there that both of you are working, you know, behind the scenes. The public may not know about.
Right.
And like that's the biggest thing I respect because it's not just about dogs.
Right.
There's other avenues you can take to make money.
Well, I mean, we've been doing this shit a long time too. I was like, sometimes we want to do other shit too. Like just because we love dogs and we've helped so many people, like we like a little bit of spontaneity in our life. That shit is not like if you saturate the reward, you're like, well, shit, what the hell am I getting excited for? Like bite work used to be excited to go out, and it's like, all right, bro, I kind of want to go to the movies with my girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But like you were saying earlier, like there are sport people, their entire identity is sport dogs.
Yeah, and I'm
And there are
not
dog
that,
trainers.
man.
Your
And
entire identity dogs.
Yeah, they end up
Yeah.
being on some weirdo shit. Like, I'm a regular dude. Like, I just love dogs. That's one of the things that I enjoy. But I'm not about to be like some fucking dog nerd 24/7.
And I've seen it too much, man. I've been around people like that way too much, where literally like dog sport is their life. Yeah. And to me, it's like first of all, I got my 2 kids that I'm trying to teach something to, and I can't build my sport dog up more than I'm building my kid up.
Right.
Cause then, that's going to be my legacy, or, that's going to be.
You said it. Legacy.
Like, so
that's important.
I want
Legacy
that.
guys.
I want that when my grandkids hear about me, they go, man, like, grandpa made it happen.
I just heard an interview with Shaq, and they were talking to him, and he's like, the most proudest moment of his life is when he goes to his son's school and they call him Dr. Shaq instead of the basketball player Shaq, because he has a doctorate.
Right.
And he's more than just a basketball player. And he was saying, like, he wants his kids to know him as not just a basketball player, but this is my father who has a PhD. This is my father who's investing in real estate. And this is my father who's doing this. And he's not just a basketball player.
Hey, well, he tried to do something early in his career. Remember when he tried to be a rapper?
Yeah, he's the only NBA player to do that too. Shaq Fu. Shaq Fu.
No, but you know what? Right now, I grew up in the hood. I saw Cesar Millan. I could connect with him because
he's Hispanic.
He's Hispanic. Yeah. Kids are going to be able to connect with you watching you on Netflix because of the way you look. Yep. And you could make a big difference. Bro, I already know you are. Like, there's going to be kids that in 10, 15 years are going to be doing dog training, and they're going to be like, yo, I watched Canine Intervention. Because of that guy, I'm doing this right now. Yep. That's it. Like, to me, that is way more of an impact than any damn title you can get on a dog. I don't give a damn. Like, bro, and what people don't realize, too, is, like, they look up to all these trainers, right? People hit me up all the time. I've titled 3 dogs.
Right.
Like, I've won 2 regional, like, it's almost like, I haven't done a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I am happy that, I could take my kids to school every day. Like, that to me is way more than, titles is cool and everything, but man, I get to hang out with my kids.
Right.
Like, I get to go out and have breakfast with my wife sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, to me, those are the things that count. And when I talk to my trainers now, I tell them the same, like, yo, well, how are you going to, keep moving so that you're not in the situation where you have to have dogs all day, where you're out there training. Like, what moves do we make so that we don't have to be in that position?
Right. Yeah, because they will burn out. Yeah. And then you'll lose them. Either that or they're going to say, you know what? Fuck Oscar. I'm going to do it myself now.
Yeah. And bro, what everybody got their, they're free to make this decision,
Yeah, but that's the thing about this, man. Let's touch on that right now.
Okay.
Let's touch on that, man. This is one of them situations, man, because there's a lot of dog trainers out there who run around. Like, I had cats who would just stalk my shit. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, boop,
doing the same thing
training
you were
company.
doing.
But fuck Jas. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to name no names.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, there's a lot of dog trainers who got the inspiration and motivation.
I mean, I could honestly say that, I like literally looking at CaliK9, I was like, oh shit, yeah. Like, that dude's doing it right. I need to do whatever he's doing over there. I need to do something like that.
But you'd be surprised how many people, bro, I taught them how to feed their family. I taught them this whole skill, bro.
They pretend like you don't exist.
They pretend like I don't exist, and then got the audacity to talk shit about me.
Well, because that gives them free range.
Like, I fuck with my mentor, bro. I call him right now, bro. I go sleep on this couch right now, bro. Like, how do you move like that? You know what I'm saying?
Crazy, bro. Some people do that so that they don't feel any guilt about what's going to happen in the rest of their life, in their future.
I think they are guilty. I think they just don't tell anybody.
They don't want to give credit to anybody but themselves. Right. I think that's one of the biggest reasons.
Or who they feel,
and they don't feel bad about it because they make you the bad guy.
Right. There it is. Yeah. The justification in their brain.
Exactly.
That's what they do. They justify it. But again, I'm not looking for no praise. Like, I'm not one of them bitter dudes who like, oh, I put him on again. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm very happy with my progress in this business, in this industry. I'm good. I'm happy. Like, I got a damn show on Netflix, bro. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. And I'm still, I got,
And it's just the beginning.
It's just the beginning. I mean, we got LeBron. We got Kevin Hart. We got Demi Moore. I mean, fucking Steph Curry. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
I'm very happy in my own skin. But I just don't, I'm a real one first. So I'm going to recognize the fake shit and call it for what it is.
Did it stop?
No, it's good.
Oh, but to me, so for me, I get what you're saying, and I feel that, you know, I don't know, I haven't had that many people, you know, come across, but like Christian, he's out there doing his own thing. Every chance he gets, you know,
paying homage.
He put me on.
Shout out my little bro Steve at 203 Canine.
You know what I'm saying?
Paying homage.
So
you know
I don't know if it's the way that they grew up or whatever. I don't know what it is.
Who raised you?
But there are some that will, you know, yo, I learned something from this dude. I'm a, you know, I could always go back. Even the people that I ended up in bad, like not good terms with, I can go, yo, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be decoying the way I'm decoying. I wouldn't be doing this the way I don't care where I'm at with you. I understand what you helped me with, what you brought to the table. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Good and the bad.
Yep.
You know, you got to take the good and the bad. So,
right.
But you know, hopefully for young trainers out there listening, make sure that you always stay true to that. Like the people that helped you out, make sure you mention their name in good light whenever you get a chance. And now, like, you know, because now we're hiring different trainers all the time. If a trainer left another company, and the first thing I hear from one of my trainers is, "Oh yeah, they were just talking about this person." Oh yo, I don't want that person with me.
They're gonna bring that cancer.
Yeah, I was like, so we were talking about another trainer earlier. I was like, what did he say about this person? Why you know, didn't say anything. Cool. Yep. I respect that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But there's some people that just feel the need to get out and just talk every bad thing they got to say about you. They want to tell everybody right there.
That's weakness, though. That's weakness. Yeah.
All right, Josh. So being in dogs for 12 years, and then before really getting into it, you were still, you know, like you were saying on the cul-de-sac training dogs and stuff. I'm sure you ran into some crazy clients and some crazy clientele. What's a crazy story, maybe a crazy client that you had in your past experiences?
All right. So one of my first clients, right? So remember I talked about Daniels with Santos, and then there was this other dude who stuck around, right? And there was this dude named Eric, right? And you know, Eric was like a cool dude, but he was kind of like, you know, he looked a little like rough around the edges or whatever. But he was an electrician. But I guess in his early life, he was kind of like, you know, you have people who are influenced by other people. But I remember going to his crib, because, you know, we had trained dogs and shit, and I trained his 2 German Shepherds, and then we'd go smoke some weed at his house or whatever, you know what I mean, and go hang out. But then I remember one time seeing, like, going in his crib and, like, seeing a Confederate flag and, like, swastikas and shit.
Damn.
Right? And I'm just like, hey, bro, what's this? He's like, oh, that's some old shit, da-da-da. But I'm like, what this shit's in your house? Like, but, you know, we ended up being hella cool, man. But that's the funny part about dogs, right? Because you never know who you'll connect with. You know what I mean? But it's the dogs that you bring together. And I think that that's the main thing that I try to look for, like the positives in people. For sure. But at the same time, I talk shit about his ass, you know what I mean? And I give him shit for it, you know what I mean?
And you should.
Yeah, right? Because, but again, I think that's like, you know, he probably was getting his ass kicked as a kid and was probably looking for some support. And he, you know, he had his insecurities and all that type of shit. So, you know, he identified. And, you know, unfortunately, man, it's like a lot of times, you know, it's kind of like if you know anybody in jail, like you go to jail, right? And I don't encourage anybody to go to jail. But and I've never really been to prison like that, but I have one of my best friends who's coming out this year. He's been down for 24 years, right?
Dang.
So I know a lot about the prison politics. And when you're a white boy, you got to go with the white boys. And a lot of times that's the Aryans. When you're black, you're going to go with the blacks. When you're with the Mexicans, you're going to get MS-13, or when you're going to others, you're going to be with the others, Polynesians and everybody else. You know, so I think that like just being a rough knucklehead kid growing up, you know what I mean? People kind of like gravitate towards you before they start getting all, you know, socialized like we do with the dogs, right? Make sure everybody can hang out with each other. But I think that's what dog training has done, is it knocks down so many doors for so many people from different walks of life. Yep. And you're able to like link with them on some dog shit. And then you're able to like break down boundaries. Yeah,
man. I love that part of dog training.
Yeah, because like I have clients from all walk of life, bro. I mean, I have thugs, you know, damn near fresh off the boat. We got billionaire CEOs.
Yep.
you know, big time celebrities, regular old walk of the mill people. But see, that's for me. I'm like a people person.
Yeah.
Right. So I fuck with everybody. You don't disrespect me. I don't disrespect you. We can find where we're going to find something. And usually that's in the dogs. And then from there, we could venture off to all because I like it in. I'm not one dimensional just with dogs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Dogs is just like a gateway into everything. But yeah, that's the cool thing about it. And I heavily believe in everything that I encourage the dogs to do. Right. So for example, for me, like you got to find your motivation. Like you got to live every day, not being anxious. You got all this shit going on in the world. Right. You got to.
Do you struggle with any of that stuff, bro?
Nah, man, I'll just be like, you know, I was telling Drew the other day, I was like, damn, man, I ain't been smoking weed that much because I was having a little cold. I was like, now I understand why I smoke weed because I'm like, you never get that. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, we gonna keep it moving. Like, gotta keep it pushing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, that's where I'm like, I kind of have that kind of mentality where I'm like, you know what? Like, it could be worse.
Right.
I think about who's not here. I think about who's incarcerated. I think about who's sick, who's walking around with a chopped off leg. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there like, fuck that shit. I'm not about to be no crybaby. So the life is a trip. But that's what I'm saying. You got to find those things that keep you happy and keep you looking forward. Like, oh shit, fuck it. I know this shit just happened, but like even if a dog gets in a situation, like you have to get him back into that what I call a dopamine state. You got to get him back into moving and grooving and chasing and forgetting about whatever it is.
Right.
You know, and then it's like holding yourself accountable. You know, the discipline. You know, it's like handling your business when you got a party. You got this event going on. You're like, nah. I gotta focus, not on this distraction. I gotta focus on the goal, you know. And then if I'm getting anxious, I gotta do fun shit. I gotta get myself out of that mode, you know.
Yeah. Right.
And you know, and it's sometimes when we fuck up, sometimes we need to get checked enough to actually make a difference in our behavior.
Right.
So I really try to live like my life damn near like these dogs. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it really helps. Like how you gonna be training a dog to be perfect, but then you've got all of these issues in your own damn life. Yeah. Like focus on yourself. Like learn from dogs to apply it to raising your children. Yeah. To raising yourself. To running your company. Yeah. All this shit is all like dog training is so much deeper than dogs. Like all the rules to this shit is like
I feel like I'm sitting next to Eric Thomas right here, bro. I'm getting motivated.
But it's crazy how like when it comes to dog training, right? Like I got these two puppies, bro. In 2 weeks, I got one of them like some nice. He's got some pretty nice healing coming along, like, and I can see it, right? But I've been focusing on that. I know I've been just focusing on that. That's why it looks the way it's starting to look the way it looks. But then when it comes to life, like my regular life, like, you know, some people be, oh, bro, I feel like I'm everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like I can't stay on one thing. And maybe that's the cause of, you know, that I'm not more successful than what I could be right now. But, and it's crazy how right now hearing you talk about it, you're like, damn, Jas is right. Like, I need to focus. I need to focus on one thing and get on that, and then, you know, move on to the next, just like I do with my dog training. Right. But sometimes, you know, it's hard to connect that. But right now, I'm hearing you. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Man. I mean, there's so much that we can get. Yeah. You know, the rules of dog training, like this, it's like rules to life.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Parallels. It's parallels. That's what I tell people. And that's the best thing that I love about teaching my clients. Because if you're a weight trainer, I'm gonna use analogies that come down to working out. Yeah. If you're a news anchor or a musician, I'm gonna give you different things that relate to your job to make you understand it. Because that's what I'm passionate about. Like, I like to teach people. Like, I don't like to teach one-on-one. I like to teach 1 to 100. You know what I mean? Like I did a Zoom call one time, and it was they after the show, this company brought me on, bro. I was talking. I didn't talk to everybody. I couldn't see everybody, but I was doing that shit for like a few thousand, like I don't know how many people, a couple thousand people on a Zoom. Crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or like when I do my my challenges, right? And I do my online training, because that's where I'm getting real excited about doing my online shit. Sometimes I'll have 100 people on the call. And that like kicks me up a notch. I'm like, oh shit. Like, so that's kind of where I'm at. And I think that's right now, I feel like I'm trying to do bigger work than just like make money doing this shit. Like, I really want to like get this message out to everybody. Whereas like we come from a circle of like dog sports, like, no, this is all the information. It's all kept in house. It's like, nah, let the fucking secret out. Yeah, man. Let's go save dogs. Let's go inspire kids. Yep. Let's make dog training, You know, because you know how it is. Like, if you're not a good decoy, you can't catch people's dogs. Like, you're not going to go train with the top of the world. But if you can, if you fast and you do all that shit, they say, yeah, come on, you come with me because you're going to make their dog look good. So
Right.
we're able to get in the doors that other people can't because we have a skill set. But really, for me, man, it's about getting that information to the world.
Right.
You know, and then now we can actually change the world of dog training. But see, there's so much division with the dog world, and everybody's so at each other's throat where it's like, nah, let's figure out where we're kind of similar. And let's focus on our similarities, not our differences.
Right.
Because there's so many more ways to do one thing. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I could pick something off the floor. I could bend my back, bend my knees, hit a back flick, pick it up. You know what I mean? There's so many different ways, but just because the way you do it doesn't make it wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
But see, that is the sickness of this industry. You know, and again, shout out to all my brotherhood in the industry because I'm thankful I got cats like Oscar. I'm thankful I got cats like Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
I'm thankful I got cats like my brother Metro Dog Trainer. I'm thankful I have people like my boy PK9 in Atlanta. Like, I pull up and we go vibe out on some brotherhood shit. And you don't have to have a million titles and this and that, but I rock with you. You rock with we support each other. I work your dog. You work. You know what I mean? We can share our passion. Like, that's what this shit's supposed to be.
Yep.
You know, and the thing is, it's like, you know, so many people are like, so, you know, you got this kind of group and they're over here, and then you got this organization that's mostly these people over here, and it's like, you gotta knock down all those walls, man.
Yeah, but I think, man, but I think the only way to do it, I mean, I look at people like you, even other trainers, man, I don't ever see them getting on videos, stitching other trainers and doing all that. You know, that's something that, you know, that bigger, like, you don't ever see a Michael Ellis going on typing on somebody's stuff. You know, you don't see that.
Too busy
so to
training
me,
dogs.
to me, you know, if you guys are out there training, you know, trying to become dog trainers or are doing dog training, you're young, like, yo, get away from that. You know what I'm saying? Just focus on your path, keep going forward, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. That's it.
Hey.
I mean, I think that goes for a lot of different industries. Like, if you were to go to a plumbing convention and you talked about plumbers, they'd be like, man, I put this guy on and he did this and that. And it's just a quality of person type of thing. Yeah. And don't be that type of quality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that is weakness.
Yeah.
I think that's weakness, and that's insecurity. And especially, right? So here we back to the dog temperament, right? What do we want in a working dog? Good nerves, good bite, strong, confident, you know, run through the man, not even thinking twice.
Yep.
That's what you should be doing. You should be crushing your goals.
Yep.
And not double thinking yourself, stopping you. Oh, I don't know. I don't think I can. Those are monsters in your head. That's like a dog that won't commit to a bite.
Yeah, don't be defensive.
I don't know. You know? So you gotta stay like,
Yeah, man.
you know, keep
Hey,
it.
what about that? All right, switching. What about that first time that you came was me to the Forrest Mickey seminar, and you came down? Remember that we went to that fight?
Yeah.
Bro, where did we end up that night? Remember where we ended up? You didn't even remember. So we went to the Deontay Wilder fight with Fury.
Oh yeah.
That one fight where he got. Remember that one fight where was the first one? Yeah, it was the first one.
The first one.
Yeah, where he knocked him out. So I get some tickets, right? Remember somebody was like, "Oh, I'll sell you some tickets," and I was like, "Yeah, I got somebody." This dude's not picking up, bro. We get there. Finally, he picks up. All right, I'm gonna get you in. Follow me. Just walk behind me. I'm gonna walk you inside a room. Don't say shit. Just sit down. Watch the fight. Act like you belong in there. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. We're about to get kicked out and shit, right? We show up. Me, Jas, I think your girl was with you, and Forrest Mickey. And we go up in there. They walk us in there. Bro, we end up in the Golden Boy suite. Remember?
Oh yeah, with
De La Hoya? With Oscar De La Hoya?
Oh, was in there, bro. Remember?
That's
That was
crazy.
dope.
Yeah,
when we were in there watching the fight with
That's
Oscar, bro.
crazy.
And we're acting like we belong in there. Like, shit, yeah, we're from here, bro. Like, shit.
Yeah, well, that's how you gotta move.
My
man.
name's Oscar too and shit. Yeah, bro. Jas is in there. I'm like, look at Jas acting like this is his suite and shit.
Hey man, that's what I'm, you just gotta like. I'm telling you, man, it goes so far to just be a cool person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people try to be all Hollywood or try to act like what they're not. Like, just be cool. If you're cool people, you help people. You know what I mean? You're genuine. Shit goes so much further than like that weird shit. You know what I'm saying?
What did you say earlier, bro? When we talked about this place, you know, Drew, he was like,
Oh yeah.
man, how do you always get free shit? I'm like, I don't know, bro. It just happens for me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Treating people good though. Yeah, but nah, dude, you always been like a real, like genuine, like take your shirt off your back type of person.
I try, bro. But the thing is that I check myself whenever I'm feeling a little bit jealous. I go, because I'm human.
Yeah.
And you know, as humans, we still get these feelings. You know,
sure,
that's why.
Of course.
That's why I need God in my life a little bit more.
Absolutely. All praises due.
And so sometimes I gotta check myself. I go, hey, like, yo, don't feel like. And what's the first thing to do, bro? Shoot you a compliment. So when I'm feeling a little bit, you know, jealous, insecure, I'm gonna hit you up. Hey, bro, keep doing what you. And automatically it makes me feel like, cool. I'm good. I feel good for this person now.
Right.
And then it comes back to me, and then I do good. Whenever I feel like I'm hating, and then you're hating on people,
yeah,
and you keep it, bro. God's never gonna bring that to you because you're hating on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
but when
real
you start giving out compliments and you start, you know, congratulating people, bro, that's when good things happen to you. Like, bro, when that thing happened for him, I was like, yo, that is crazy. Good for Jas, man. He's gonna kill it. And what did he do in return? He put me on too.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like who am I, bro? He's the one that had the show, and he would always shout me out. You still shout me out all the time.
Off top.
So to me, like that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like being happy for other people that are winning.
Yeah.
And you know, and now I'm just in a space where I'm like, I'm so happy, man, because I just feel so blessed. And I'm not rich, but I have a house, I have a car that I like, and I got my kids, my wife that I get to spend time with, bro. That's, you know what I'm saying? And
I could count more shit than that, but go ahead.
Yeah, but from where we come from, right, bro, I never thought I was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you probably had it from a young age, because it sounds like your mom was on game. She was like, "Yo, you're gonna."
Well, I mean, I watched my mom hustle from the trunk of her car. You know what I mean? It was just me and her. So I watched her hustle. She put me out there. Like, she was the type of mom who, like, get in the water and swim, kick your feet, or you're gonna drown. You better get on that bike, or you better paddle, or you're gonna fall.
Yeah,
you know what
bro.
I mean? So it was like one of those things. It was like, you know, my pops wasn't around, so it was like, you know, and I watched her hustle. And then when it came down to like selling like the skincare products, that she'd be like, a client would come in, she closed at 7:30, they come in, she open the door, go make the sale. You see what I mean? So it was like, I didn't have no choice.
Yeah.
It was like, but you know what? That's so important. Like sometimes, like, so for example, like with dogs, right? They get nervous. I don't know if I could jump over that agility. I don't know. Like sometimes that little low stem or that least pressure to help them through. Come on, we got it. And then the next time it's harder, and the next time it's harder, and next time, you know what I mean?
And then they just run through it.
Yeah, but that's life. That's where we got to keep that pressure on ourselves.
That's it.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's all about keeping that pressure. And like I said, man.
Oh, I like that, man. Because now that like you may, again, I'm thinking about, I'm like, it's true, man. You got to be uncomfortable and get through the uncomfortable phase so that you can get better.
Exactly.
If everything is good and dandy,
nah, that's the cats who jump off the bridge because they was trust fund babies. They just had nothing but wins. Like, you know, you can take L's. You got to know how to take L's.
So, looking at it from a dog training perspective, for me, I always encourage, and I tell all my trainers, introduce a little bit of stress early.
Oh yeah, no.
I
That's why you start
I want to make sure. I want to make sure that the dog understands that he can get through it.
Yep. Right.
Because if you don't show if you try to play every situation out for the benefit of the dog, where they don't experience anything like this. For example, a protection dog. You do everything pure positive. You're out. Everything is pure positive, right? And then you bring out a decoy or a helper who brings out like some real pressure.
Yeah.
Then the game doesn't align with what you've been doing with this dog, because he's probably never seen it. I'm not saying every dog, but I can guarantee you most dogs, you know, they get stepped on. Well, I've never dealt with that. That's not pure positive.
Right.
Boom.
Shit just
Pop
happened,
off the
and then
bike.
all of a sudden, like, what the hell just happened?
I'm gone. So that's why it's important to, like, you guys see us building these protection dogs, and we grab their, you know, you grab their skin, pull them up or whatever, showing a little bit of discomfort. You set them back down. You let them win. Boom. You're showing them different things. You're building up the dog.
Toughness.
Why? Because you never know when you're going to need it. Yeah. So, again, man, whatever you touched on right there, you know, getting through those, you know, those pressures.
You got to get tough. Like, getting tough is like part of like the whole process. Now, it's dope when you can get tough while being in the right state of mind.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So if you're getting tough and you're just freaked out and you're just getting it, then you might go the other way. Or you go to avoidance behavior and you don't want to do it anymore. But the goal is staying motivated, but putting yourself through some shit to where it's not always going to be comfortable, but then you come out on top.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, again, that's one of those laws of like dog training that you apply to your real life.
Parallels, man.
You see what I mean? And then you figure out like the things that you're going to reward yourself. Like some people just work. I'm like, bruh, you got to give yourself a release.
Yep.
You got to go turn up every once in a while. You got to go wild out every once in a while. Get that out. Oh, man, that was so fun,
Let's
man.
go.
We did that. You see what I mean? So that's where it's like that whole work hard, play hard.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, because life's going to beat you up.
Yep.
So if you're not going to give yourself releases, then you're just going to be sitting there all bottled up and anxious, and you're going to be like, why am I in this mental state of like I don't feel comfortable and I'm not confident? And it's like, nah, bro, because you didn't reward yourself when that one time that you actually dealt with the thing that you were scared of that you finally did.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this dog training is life, bro.
That's it.
And I love it.
Cool, man. Well, why don't you tell us what you got coming? You know, what are you working on? You know, if there's anything you want to, you know, let people know about.
Yeah, man. So I was just on the Dr. Phil show.
What?
Yeah, bro. Dr. Phil tapped in.
That's dope.
So
Dr. Phil tapped in.
Yeah, Dr. Phil tapped in on a player.
How was that?
Oh, it was dope, man. It was dope. So it's coming out December 1st. And they cover 4 topics. I'm just gonna get some water. I know my mouth's probably. It covered 4 subjects. So one of them was rescue regret for people who adopted dogs in COVID. Right? And then people who can't like going back to work. So now they got this dog. Like, oh, fuck, I adopted this dog. I gotta, bring him home, and I have to now I have to go back to work, and I have to find, daycare for him and all these things. So they wanted a companion, but really they was like, oh shit, this is more than I expected. They did vet suicide, because I bet you wouldn't know that vets are amongst the highest suicide rate.
I can see that.
Right? Because people, they do whatever to keep alive. Dogs, they put to sleep like it's nothing.
Right.
So that takes a toll on telling people their dog's gonna die, telling people that the dog is sick, and a lot of people can't afford it, and there's not gonna be some medical health insurance that's gonna save your dog. Like, you don't already have insurance signing on for your dog. Yeah. Another one was like all the Frenchies were getting stolen, people getting their doors kicked in and shit like that.
Damn.
And then another one was like dogs who get attacked on the street by like unsocial dogs and loose dogs. So it was a heavy subject. I was like, damn, like this shit is like dark. But they brought me on kind of pretty much as an expert. Right. I came on there and I was able to like talk about different things, socialization, and then talk about like, they had some vets on there and some other, like basically just me and a vet, 2 couple vets, and then the people who had these situations. That's gonna be a dope episode. That's gonna be December 1st, but we're also gonna be releasing what we call the Rescue Regret Challenge. So it's gonna be, I just dropped a new online program that's going to basically take everybody through the process of our initial foundation, building blocks for their dogs, and it's a challenge. So there's a $2,000 prize. Oh, nice! So they can win $2,000 to the best, biggest turnaround or whatever, and we're discounting it. To really try to, again, my mission is like past me just having clients or filling up my board and train. Like now my shit's like I want to go into rescues and go donate my time to make that organization better, because I know that they're just a bunch of dog lovers probably don't know shit. Yeah. Right? So we got to go in there and like, all right, well, I'm going to have you come through to some of that shit, because I think we'd be able to team up and do more together. Bro. But going in there, I'm trying to get, get the information out there, bro. Right. Like God's going to bless me. So for whatever I give away, I'm not worried about it, because it always comes back.
Yes, sir. Right?
So that, and then I have a mentorship program that I'm dropping for the new year. That's going to be for young guys who want to come in and,
that's what's up.
Become trainers. Yep. So not only learn the system, but then learn the system of marketing. Because I mean, as you know, once you train a dog, that dog's trained. Like you need a new client. Yeah. So it's not a great business model, honestly, because there's not like you got a continuous business. Like some people will keep on coming, but the majority of them got what they want and they're on their way. But right. That's okay, whatever, right? So I'm doing that, and then a workshop series where I want to go, take the show on the road, pull up to some different cities, link up with some of my other trainers who want to co-host, and then we basically I bring in my sauce. And after I leave, those are your people. Yeah. Right. So I'm trying to link with a bunch of trainers and do that. Nice. I mean, I'm really trying to like show love, man, like all around the world, like for me, man, there's not a really place in my heart to be like hating on another trainer or like jealous of another trainer. Or that's just like, that's sickness to me.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, another thing's just, what other stuff we working on right now, Drew? Oh yeah, I got the Black Friday sales. You know, anybody want to train? We giving major deals for Black Friday. Cool. Want to make sure that everybody's getting their dog trained, making it a discount available for people. And then what else? I mean, working on another show. Can't talk about that too much
For sure.
because that's in the process getting cooked up. But yeah, man, just
Cool, man.
just living, man, raising these kids and doing what we doing, man.
That's it, man. We appreciate you coming out, bro, and
Yeah,
sharing,
man, I
sharing
appreciate
some
you
of this
having
game,
me.
man.
Off top, anytime.
Yeah, where can people find you?
CaliK9.com. Then I'm Instagram, CaliK9, TikTok, CaliK9, YouTube, CaliK9. And like I said, for that mentorship program for people who are great trainers and you want to learn some of that business sauce, y'all gonna look out for that, man. It's not about you doing it how I do it or whatever. If you can train dogs, cool. But I have a program that'll help you run them numbers up.
Hey, we appreciate all you guys hanging out with us. Jas, thanks again, man.
Always, baby.
Yes, sir.
Love.
Appreciate it.
And make sure you guys check us out at Elevated Canine Academy.
At Roel_G.
I got one more thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go for
Go ahead, bro.
Another thing I'm working on is a app that I'm a part of.
Nice.
Strong Line Working Dogs.
Yep.
Deshaun.
Yep.
So I'm actually partnered with
Darius.
him now. Is it Deshaun? There's a Darius?
Yeah, we'll edit it. Okay. It's Darius.
Oh, my bad. It is Darius. I'm doing business. It's saved in my phone.
Darius.
All right. So my bro, so actually I'm not gonna mention his name because it's not even supposed to. Yeah. Because so I'm working on another app. It's called Leash Pros. So I'm partnering in that. And Leash Pros is gonna be an app that we have to link clients to dog trainers. So basically, for all dog trainers, we want all the dog trainers to be part of Leash Pros.
Kind of like the Uber of dog training.
Kind of an Uber, yeah. So what happens is you got a lot of smaller trainers who are specific to like KNPV or IGP or agility, whatever, but they're doing it part time, right? They don't have like most Uber drivers are like a lot of them are full time, right?
Yeah.
But for people who want to, be up there and be in an organization, a community, and then for customers who want a referral, a solid referral place to go to, we need to make sure that we have a place for them to go to and train with. So it's really like expanding the network. Again, man, I'm all about like inclusion and collaboration.
Yep.
And not being so, standoffish and I don't rock with that dude or we're gonna change the culture.
Cool, man.
And I think OGs kind of let that culture go for too long, and I think it's time to like change the narrative and let's make this dog training game more inclusive.
Yes, sir.
And show people how to do it. So
Let's get it, bro. All right, guys. So check us out.
he
at
was saying something too. He didn't finish. My bad.
Yeah,
I cut
it's
him
all
off.
good, bro.
I don't even remember
Check
what
us
I'm
out
saying.
at Elevated Canine Academy
Roel_G on Instagram.
podcast.
Elevated Canine Podcast on Instagram as well.
Oscar Mora Canine on Instagram. Oscar Mora Canine on TikTok. And remember, guys, elevate your mind.
Elevate your canine.
Let's go.
Tony. Let's get it. This that go and get it. With no hesitation. This that never quit.